Out of breaking news we've been following all morning long right here on WCNC Plus. A number of transit authority buses there on the outskirts of Philadelphia on fire, sending a thick plume of smoke into the air. It appears that just in the last 30 minutes since we first brought you this breaking news story, that firefighters seem to have a much better hold on this fire. The smoke has diminished significantly. This happening in the area of Nicetown and in what they call a bus graveyard. Basically, the transit authority there in southeastern Pennsylvania uses this parking lot to sort of put the buses not currently in rotation there for people. So good news here is also that it doesn't appear that there would be a lot of people at a place like this.
And certainly some improvement, because as you said, we aren't seeing the flames anymore. When we first started looking at this, there were massive flames and just that huge plume of thick black smoke. But again, things seem to be improving there. A number of crews you can see still on the scene, still putting water on that, because certainly not a great situation there. But again, no word yet if there are any injuries or the extent of this damage, how many buses in fact. But again, the graveyard, so these aren't SEPTA buses that were actually in use.
And Chris, you were telling us earlier the science behind some of this smoke is you can tell sort of the dynamic of what's happening there on the ground because of the color of the smoke.
Yeah, and that thick black smoke can happen for a number of different reasons, and we're going to go through that. So here's the science of it, and let's overlay from the graphics. So the reason why you ever see thick black smoke, it's a little bit better now, is because when you're burning without enough oxygen, it messes with the combustion process, because oxygen, it's clear gas, we don't see it. So the more oxygen you get in there, it's not going to be a big deal. So if you've ever been behind a car where thick black smoke's coming through, that's because there's an oxygen imbalance and combustion's not working, since they are combustion engines. This is also causes a tiny breakdown into tiny carbon particles. Carbon, think about it, physically is almost like coal, is black as night. And that's exactly what you're seeing. So you're seeing these tiny little particles that actually do really well at absorbing light. I'm talking about if light shines on them, they absorb 95 to 99% of all light. So that actually creates that deep black color that you're seeing there, because the light physically can't get through. And it's that process that this happens. But when does this happen? There's certain processes that this happens a whole lot more. It's primarily going to be if, say, in this scenario, if you're burning rubber and other certain things, plastics will also do this as well. So I think a lot of the rubber from the tires were potentially doing this, but also oil fires, petroleum. Even though likely they took a lot of the gas out of some of these vehicles, it would have been a much bigger situation if they were fully loaded. But oil fires burn dirty as they well, and that's usually why you see a little bit more of that blacker smoke. And then house fires can also do this, such as foam, carpets, and furniture can burn black, and then industrial processes as well with poor combustion control, as I mentioned. But also think about what a bus has. It has foam, it has different parts of furniture and carpets. So there's so many different things here that led to that black smoke. So even though you're not seeing it right now, it still was some of the blackest smoke that I personally have ever seen from some of these fires. And that's also incredibly dangerous, because if we go back to the fire that we most recently saw here in Charlotte, that structure fire, it was black, but not as black as what we just saw there.
It poses health risks for folks who live in the neighboring communities there in Nicetown, Pennsylvania. We'll continue to keep our eye on the situation and keep you posted right here on WCNC Plus.